Hello everyone and welcome back to That Being Geek Plays, one of my favorite games of all time. Yes, it is back, Sunless Sea. I figured out how to not be a stupid and moved my save file from my laptop all the way over to my desktop, and we're ready to get the ball rolling again, back in Visage. Now, here's the big thing. I don't remember what we're doing. And as far as I know, we had just run from the constant companion. We had just gotten away from everything. And this is where I docked to kind of run away. So yeah, first things first, let's go ahead and start reading. Visage, hide your face. Hide all of your faces. Visage, this is a port of Visage, where faces may not be naked. Sleep when you're dead? You're hurt, ... Let's go ahead and start with that one. Alright. You're hurt. You should really be in bed. Spend time in bed. This is really where you should be. This will heal a wound. Tough it out. Stuff and nonsense. March around the deck shouting courageously. This will reduce your terror, but may occasionally injure you further. Let's go ahead and heal a wound. We're now down to 0 wound. We lost the thing. Time, the healer. The sounds of the ship at Z. The toll of the watch bell. Your eyes drift close. Let's go on and go to a shop. Ooh, no shops available. Getcha. So there's nothing here in Visage. Well, I guess let's actually go into Visage. Alright. The port of Visage, where faces may not be naked, except one. A stone monument the size of a village church, serenely gazing upwards. Flourishing of years. Create a port report. You can at least interview those who are leaving. That will have to do. A departing merchant gives you a confused account of crocodiles, honeycakes, and something about ear blockage? To this, you add your own impression about street layout close to the port and types of commerce here. When the lights are especially bright, it is possible to make out the details of a profile of the great stone face. Go ashore. Go ashore, inward and upward. Once you set foot in Visage, you may be here for a little while. I'm going to take that as a sign. Manual save. That being Geek 2. Save. Yep. Alright. And you know what? Let's make a second one. Manual save. Shadow Stranger. Goodbye, Shadow Stranger. Alright, so we have 2 backup saves here. Go ashore. Terms. All those who enter must play their parts. The sign is visible only after you've crossed the threshold. Convenient. 1 second, I need to go get something. Distraction. Okay. That's much better. Now I can see my full screen. Had my PlayStation controller blocking it. Ashore in Visage. On the lower slopes, stone buildings, flat roofs, archways. In the architecture there lingers the memory of lotus and palm frond. The hill above is a face, forever looking up at the ceiling of the Untersee. No one inhabits its cheeks or the hollows of its eyes. Check in with Customs House. No one may wander Visage at will. Alright, something awaits you, and unlocked with Visage, your mask no more than 0. A changing room. All visitors must pass, one by one, through a room guarded by a person wearing the mask of a Moon-Moth. Alright, choices of masks. There is an assortment of shapes and colors. Wait. Asked to go in without a mask. Your own fair face will do you, thanks very much. Ask the significance of masks. There may be more to it than a question of aesthetic taste. Choose the frog masks. It looks curious. Choose the locust mask. It looks ferocious. Choose the bat mask. It looks threatening. Alright. Let's go down the order. Let's ask to go in without a mask. No? The Moon-Moth unfolds and folds its wings. Not suitable, it says. On Visage, everyone is masked. To walk the island with your own face would give scandal. Alright. Ask the significance of the masks. Maybe there's more to question than the aesthetic taste. Assorted pestilence. The Moon-Moth explains. Each mask declares a different intention towards the denizens of wow. Pardon me, I'm new. Visage, and must be accompanied by suitable behavior. The frog is for visitors who, though perhaps clumsy and unfamiliar with local etiquette, have come in order to observe local ways and make an uncouth comments about them. The locust is for those who seek profit in Visage and would carry away as many goods as possible. You prompt about the bat. The Moon-Moth hesitates. Bat is an ill-omened visager, sent as messenger or spy. Bat always dies. Alright. I do like frog mask. So again, we're going to best thing here, manual save. And then we'll make another. Shadow Stranger. Alright, and let's go ahead and start with Choose the Frog Mask. Alright. The Moon-Moth lifts its mask and places it over. Wow. The Moon-Moth lifts the mask and places it over your head. The eye holes are large and they're fitted with spectacles. These improve your view of the environment, though you must look bulb-eyed from the outside. There's also a mechanism attached to your mouthpiece which magnifies any sound you make, even your breathing. You start to thank the Moon-Moth and it comes out as a booming croak. May you profit from your visit and knowledge, says the Moon-Moth. Its wings fold neatly over its back. Alright. On the lower slopes, stone build. Oh, I already read that. Visit the Library of Parts, so called because all the books are fragmentary, perhaps. Alright. Visit the Flood Court. The Moon-Moth speaks as though you should already know what that is. Okay. Let's go ahead and start with Visit the Library of Parts. Stoop at the lintel into the dark. A room with heavy stone, guarded by golden statuette of a woman with outstretched arms. The scroll niches sorted to correspond to the variety of masks. The jackal and the lioness, the crocodile and the dung beetle. A woman in the mask of a lotus blossom is standing at the lectern, reading in silence. Ask about... Oh, I already see one that is... 18%. We might do it. Ask about the purpose of this room. What sort of pots are they, anyway? Study squirrels in a bumbling way. They look very odd. Write notes in the margins. If your flug glove will hold the pin, that is. Let's go and start with ask about the purpose of this room. Filed under M for masked, the Moon-Moth explains. People think it's something like the Library of Fragments, but this is wrong. The pots in question are like parts of a play. I just noticed I went from like this kind of eye reedy to like a chain smoker. The pots... honey. The pots in... I don't remember what I was doing. You know what? We're going with chain smoker. Chain smoker works. The pots in question are like parts of a play. This is where the denizens of Visage come to order and learn how to perform their mask more accurately, more completely, with a truer spirit. Study the skulls in a bumbling way. They look very old, after all. Heart's Garden. Taking the nearest, you read it aloud. For guarding against the loss of a heart. Moon-Moth takes it from you, rolls it tightly, and returns it to its niche. There are many ways of guarding against the loss of the heart, as there are different masks. It explains in that same light and in different voice. Visit the Flood Court. High water. The Flood Court is a large stone room with 2 ranks of columns on each side. Currently, the court is ankle deep in water, though water stains on the stone show that the flood has been often reached higher, sometimes up to the height of your waist. In a raised niche at the far end of the room sits a statue of a man with the head of a ram. He holds a jar from which water flows out onto the floor. Ask about the purpose of this room. It doesn't really look as though it's good for anything. Show oafish enthusiasm for the wonderful indoor pool. Frogs like pools, right? Ask about the purpose of this room. Depth per day. From a corner, Moon-Moth picks up a graduated stick. He shows you from how a person standing at the end of the room may dip the stick into the water and use it to measure the water level at a pre-selected point. This is how the measurements and compared with take a step back. And how the measurements are compared with measurements written on a calendar. If the water level does not match the calendar position, an assembly of pipes and drains is used to adjust it. It used to be, says the moth, that the water rose and fell of its own accord, and the people before wrote down what height it reached. Now the water sits still. But thanks to their actions, we can replicate the rise and fall so still to be pleasing to the god of the flood. It completes this explanation with a half-body bow towards the statue of the ram deity. Show oafish enthusiasm for the wonderful indoor pool. Ribbit. You exclaim at how much you admire this room and its excellent pool. Your words are, as always, amplified into a loud croak. Other mass turns toward you. Crocodile, lotus blossom, crescent moon, but no one speaks. You have garnered a suitable degree of disdain. Mothman quietly applauds your performance of froghood. Let's go back to the library parts. I had one more thing I wanted to do. Write notes in the margin. If your frog glove will hold a pen, that is. Halt there! Mothman is startled. Oh, halt there! Mothman is startled. Apparently no other frog has gone too far to attempt to deface library holdings. It gets the pen away from you, expulsurating. Later you find that writing down a record of what you had just did to be added to the library parts. Later you find it writing down a record of what you just did to be added to the library of parts, a recollection of what can be expected from frogs. Oh, I have one more. Trade masks with the Mothman. It has been making subtle overtures for some time. You can now understand them. It is king to go. He draws you aside to a closet in the customs house. I had enough of Visage, it tells you frankly. Here, you take my mask and pretend to be me. I'll trade my visitor's mask and get some departing receipt. Get my life back. Its face, now you see her face, is aging but unlined. A lifetime of never needing to use a facial expression. Oh! You know, I probably should have seen that one coming. Oh, dear. Let me take a swig here. Ashore in Visage. On the lower slopes, stone buildings, flat roofs, something something something, we've already read all this. Visit the house of the Chief Geometer. It is understood to be an honor. Visit the Temple of Apis. All the denizens of Visage go there sooner or later. Visit the side of the face. The stone cheek of the flourishing of years is visited as a pilgrimage to the inhabitants of Visage. If you are in good favor, you too may go. Let's start with the first one. Lines in wet ground. Each morning the man in the cobra mask draws lines in the mud flat with a pointed steel rod. These apportions to each inhabitant a small trapezoidal area for which to harvest mushrooms and to scrape salt. No plot is ever preserved from one day to the next. This man is the Chief Geometer, the keeper of directions, master of land measures and sea measures. Oh, shit. Now you've been invited to his home, at the time customarily appointed to him to receive those who are not equal in rank, yet not so far beneath him as to deserve to be ignored. What ceremonial gift will you bring? Bring a string of rats. Cobras like to eat rodents, surely. Bring a necklet of lapis beads, and if they do not suit him, they may suit a wife of his. If they don't suit her, he can use them for an offering. Bring a poem concerning snakes, copied on a new scroll, 800 lines of the scaly denizens of the snakely pit. Bring a comb of bone. Perhaps he'll grow hair beneath his mask, which covers his whole head. Bring nothing. It is impertinent for one of lesser rank to presume to show charity to a superior. Do not go. It is necessary for him to offer, but incorrect for you to accept. Let's bring a necklet of lapis beads. Feeling blue. Feeling blue, he gives them to a servant with the orders that it to be crushed, and the power to be made into a pigment. The pigment used for painting. He is uncertain whether this is a deadly insult. You aren't thrown out of the house at any rate. Okay. Let's visit the Temple of Apis. The Wounded God. In the center of the temple is a black bull with a white diamond on its face. It is tied in place with heavy ropes, and it is wounded at the thigh. From its wound it bleeds copiously without dying. Oh. Hello. The priests gather around the bull, capturing its blood in cups. I feel like if I... Alright, so let's look through. I can't do that one. I can't do that one. I can try and bandage the bull, but I feel like I'd fail that. Collect some of the blood for yourself. Perhaps it's a holy relic. Perhaps it could be sold to some unsuspecting buyers elsewhere. Let's be respectful. Leave a token of offering. Impeccable. The tokens are small but not very valuable. It suits your lower rank in the community. The priest arranges them on a table with other small items. As you go out, you pass the more impressive gifts: drafting tools from the Chief Geometer, scales from the jackal, and a heaping foreign coin brought home by the crocodile. Let's visit the side of the face. At the proper time! You must, of course, wait until your work with this day's crops of frogs and locusts is complete. it would not be suitable to bring them along. So I know how to leave. Meditate on the meaning of the face. Flourishing in eternity. The citizens give many meanings through the face. Perpetual beauty. Stasis. The idea of looking upward into unyielding darkness. But most all they speak of is the idea of someone looking down. The face is not convenient to the view from down here. It would look best from the perspective of the ceiling of the Untersea, beyond reach. Enter the hollow of the ear. This is a journey of several steps, and may conclude your current visit. Oh no. Oh god. We're about to do a ritual, folks. Alright. A proud nose. I wasn't expecting that one. It is a festival day. The great stone face has been illuminated from the forehead to chin with blazing torches, so that the profile is visible from the side more clearly than you have ever seen it. The flourishing of the years is awake, says the genderless figure in a crocodile mask. Ooh, okay. Again, I'm going to do this save here. Fall in line with the others. How else will you discover what lies within? Among your own. As you go through, you are truly one of them. You carry nothing but your mask and your costume. May your heart be as light as a feather, says the woman in the lotus blossom mask as you fall in line behind her. Is now too empty-handed. The road you follow leads up through switchbacks along the side of the face, finally to the ear of the flourishing of years, and into a cave that is her ear. The tunnel bangs back on itself, and lights have now been extinguished. There is nothing to guide you but the hand of the person behind you on your back, and the movement of the person in front of you. The one who walks beside you wears a bat mask. Fortunately, the floor of the tunnel is very smooth, in presence of no stumbling blocks. Sound carries strangely this place, however. You cannot hear your own footsteps. Sometimes, a breath comes back to you audible from some place ahead in line. Continue. There is a secret in the dark. In line. The footsteps of the people are now steady and synchronized. You go together. For how many years has this been done? And for how many years will it be done in the future? Watch your step here, says Batmask to you undervoiced. This accent is the accent of wolf-stacked docks. The floor is about to get squishier. And sure enough it does. Deep within, at last the tunnel opens out, and you and all the other congregants spread into the cavernous space. A voice speaks in the darkness, the ritual preparation. Here at the new year, we gather under one mask of the flourishing of years. Her face is turned to the gods. Protected by her mask, we may remove our own. Protected by her script, we may speak outside our parts. Here and there is the sound of people fumbling with ties and strings. Your own face feels different with the mask off. Wait and listen. There are things to learn, perhaps to your advantage. Ooh, not much for blackmail. You move stealthily through the dark, hearing one knot of conversation then the other. Secret exchange do not offer much leverage. You cannot see owners of their secrets, and here and there you catch the smallest fragment of something that might serve you on a future occasion. The memory of a voyage east, half rumor of the Carnelian coast, and a muttering about the Admiralty. Do nothing. Let the ceremony end according to the proper rites. Last bell. Ooh, ooh, ooh. My knees, sorry. Last bell. At the end of the hour there comes a woman with a feather shimmering silver, which she tucks into your hand, a symbol of the innocent heart. There's my mouse. That will not be eaten by the jackal. Then the bell rings and and the time for speech is over. You all begin to put your mask back on. It's possible, you cannot know for sure, that that in this cover someone has exchanged a mask with someone else. It is orderly and perfect line that emerges again from the ear of flourishing years. If anyone watches from above, they surely must be satisfied. End your performance and leave the island. You can't stay in character forever. Calmer. When the other citizens are distracted, you find your way to the familiar customs house and rig yourself in the mask and role. There is satisfaction in laying aside a role well performed. Alright. Wow. Huh. That's interesting. So, take a drink there. What essentially we just went through. I'm trying to get the purpose of Visage. Like in all honesty here, we don't have much to go on. This is a strange town, and that's saying a lot coming from this game in particular. And I don't know if it's just I haven't been back enough. I mean, it doesn't beat out the one where you literally turn yourself into like a crystal monster just to be able to breathe in there. But I mean, this is just that's one hell of a way to go out there. So essentially, we went in as someone who was a nobody, who had no experience, had no clue what was going on, and we started to learn the ropes. We started to embrace the fact of the frog. Um, and then we got in good with the Moon-Moth, and then we became her, letting the person before us leave, and the cycle began anew. I don't like how I did the Chief Geometer. I kind of think I messed that one up. I do kind of want to do another exploring different kind of pathways, but I think I'm gonna wrap this episode up here. And yeah, I mean, this is just. I mean, I love this game. That's pretty much long and short. This is my favorite game in the world. Um, Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for dealing with my reading skills, having to go back. And I really hope you all enjoyed. And till next time, I'll see ya.